What's going on, guys? We're going to do another training video using the 5-minute time frame, using the 20 SMA along with the 200 SMA, and just kind of looking at overall price action. So we are in a bull market, at least in tech, right? The SPY is also kind of picking up, the IWM and small caps and speculation names are also starting to pick up as well. So we need to be, looking at the market 70% bull bias, right? So 70% of the time we want to be looking for bounces, we want to be looking for breakouts, and the other 30% of the time, depending on what type of trader you are, whether you're a scalper, you're a swing trader, you could look for those short opportunity scalps into rising supports. Now, with this strategy, I've mentioned it many times on my YouTube channel, along with in my Discord as well. If you guys want more information and actual, in-depth detail and actual call outs on these particular setups as they're happening in real time, join the Discord. That link is down in the description box below. But what we are looking at here is the NQ futures. So this is the mini NASDAQ 100. And if you've been following this channel, and if you've been following this strategy and trying to learn this strategy, let's kind of walk through the only play setup that we've had today. Today is FOMC day. It's the 14th of June. It is currently 8:41 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So a lot of times it's not learning the strategy that is hard. A lot of times it's not identifying the setup and getting into the trade that's hard. What's hard about trading, okay, because it's not an easy business, is the emotions and what you do after you're inside the trade. So with that being taken into account, a lot of people get into trades and they sell for profits too quickly. They look back 2 or 3 hours later and they're ripping their hair out because they would have made so much more money, which causes them then to overtrade and start to force trades and get back in because they feel like they're losing out on money. If you are fortunate enough to take money out of the market, because that's what we're here to do, we're here to extract little bits and pieces, which is, $5 here, $10 here, three ticks here, 5 handles here, $1,000 here, $500 here. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to get into these plays and to try to make $1 million on one trade. There's going to be thousands and thousands, if not millions of setups over your career in trading. So never feel that you've lost the opportunity to make money just because you exited a trade too soon. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. The second one is you're not giving the trade enough time to develop because you're playing your P&L. Okay, so what that exactly means is that, let's say, for example, you get into a trade setup. The trade setup is great. It goes up a little bit, comes back down. Now you're in a little bit of drawdown, but you're sized too big for your account size and your emotional level of experience. And what tends to happen is that, let's say, for example, you're playing 5 NQ mini contracts and the move starts going against you 2, 3, 4 points. And now you're down $500, $1,000, $1,500, and you sell only to see 5, 10, 15 minutes later, it continues to go in the direction that you were in the trade on, and you lost all of that money just due to the fact that you were oversized and cut the position prematurely. So let's not do that. In the beginning, until you figure out your emotional stability levels, we need to figure out, what is your emotional pain level? What is your emotional pain tolerance when it comes to risk? If trading 5 contracts is too much for you when you're in a 5, 10-point drawdown, then trade 3. If 3 still feels like it's giving you too much anxiety, then trade 2. If that still feels like it's moving too much, trade 1. Now, if you get into a particular trade and you go down 5, 10 handles, but technically you should still be in the trade to the long side or to the short side based on the setup, and that feels like too much, then we need to trade micros. And I would recommend starting off trading 4 or 5 micros at a time, which is MNQ or MES. If that's too much, trade 2. And if that is too much, right? And I know this is long-winded, trade 1. Okay, trade 1 micro contract. Yes, you might only make $10, $15 on a particular trade setup, But what that's going to do is to condition you to hold out and play this to the end, meaning until you're stopped out or until you have sufficient enough profits or sufficient enough move that you can get out of the trade. And then you can slowly and gradually start to increase your size. Now, people don't like to do this just due to the fact that when you trade small size, you make smaller profits, and everyone wants to hit the big home run and make $3, $4, $5, $10,000 in a day. And it's just not going to happen. There's so many traders that do post these type of P&Ls on social media or in private discords or on YouTube or on Twitter. However, you don't know their account size. You don't know their level of experience. They could have lost money for 5 years, thousands and thousands of dollars, and spent countless and countless hours at the screens trading and perfecting their strategy before they were able to get to a point where, yes, when they do take a trade, they can make $1,000 here, $2,000 here, $500 here, but their account size has to be able to permit that. Now, if you're coming into the market and you're going to trade one MNQ contract, you can't really expect to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 days. You need to be aiming for $50, $100, $60, and you need to compound those gains over time. Now, compounding those gains over time is not going to take forever. You'll be very, very surprised what $50, $40, $30 a day can do for you over the course of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days. You will be very, very surprised on how fast you can start to level up and grow and scale your account if you're just smart about the plays. So let's look at the one play here. If you're still sticking around, there's been one play on the NQ. We're just going to say that we're going to play 3 or 4 micro contracts. Essentially, we would have gotten into this play here. 645 would have been the reason why we are entering into this candle. Now, why are we entering into, entering into this play? Why we're going to start gaining interest in this play is before, in the pre-market, we are trading below the 20 as well as the 200 SMA. You can see here that at 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we get our first candle that closes over the 20 SMA. Now, what we are looking to do here is have the next candle. I would prefer the next candle confirms. And I would more than likely wait only 2 or 3 candles for that confirmation to happen. So for example, if we get this close over the 20 SMA and this candle, or this candle does not confirm that to the long side, I'm not going to take the trade. If it's going to trickle around here and kind of close back under, that trade setup is done. I need to wait for the next one. So we get the confirmation on literally the next 5-minute candle. However, one thing that I do want to point out here is this candle did close red, and it did quickly, okay? And this is where newer traders or inexperienced traders, when it comes to the strategy, tend to get all riled up, right? So what happens here is you see this confirmation, you see this candle close over the 20 SMA. You get your confirmation literally at 6:50, which is within the next 5 minutes. You enter long, and immediately it starts to pull back. Now, when it starts to pull back is the exact time when the emotional triggers start to happen. You start to think, oh man, this strategy doesn't work. Oh man, I'm losing money already. Here we go again, another bad trade. And next thing you know, you see it dip below the 200. You see it close right at the 20. You're oversized on your position. You're trading too much size. You're trading too many contracts. You close the position. And now what that has done to your mental equity and capacity is absolutely torn you apart, because now you are scared to re-enter the play to the long side. Lo and behold, if you just kind of scroll through in time, almost 2 hours later, we went from a price where the price was trading of the NQ at 15,117 all the way up to a price of 15,216, a 100-point move. Even if you were only trading one micro contract, you would be up to $300, $250 on the actual session in just a matter of an hour and a half, 2 hours time. And all you had to do was be sized correctly to be able to endure the move. Now, if this candle would have closed below the 20, or this candle would have closed below the 20, that's okay. We take a small 10-point loss, a 15-point loss. Again, if you're trading 10 mini contracts and you take a 10 to 15-point loss, you are going to absolutely destroy your account, and you're no longer going to be in this game. So instead of trying to push the edge and push the envelope to try to make as much money as you can, you need to size down in the beginning until your account size permits you to trade more size. I know that's hard for people to hear, but as human beings and as emotional human beings, we need to be told things over and over and over and over and over again. And 9 times out of 10, traders understand and they know this, but they just can't do it. I will be the person to tell you, please size down. I will be the trader to tell you that you need to absolutely let the trades play out for good or for bad or for worse. Trading is just a probability-based business. You're going to be on the right side of the probability sometimes. You're going to be on the wrong side of the probability sometimes. What keeps you in the game over the long term is your position sizing and being able to control those emotions when you are on the wrong side of the probability. Now, if you would have taken 4 or 5 contracts of the micros, you would have been able to sit through that $60, $70 drawdown and then quickly would have turned around on you, and you would have been in the profits and able to be a lot more calm and collected as this continues to slowly grind its way up. Even if you would have been selling on the first run up before any red candle close, you would have been up almost 40, 50 points. Now, if you take 40 or 50 points per micro contract, you're talking anywhere between $80 to $60 to $90 a contract, depending on when you got in with slippage and everything. And if you took 3, 4, 5 contracts, you're talking about $300, $400, $500 winner within a matter of just 30 to 45 minutes time. And all you had to do was let the trade play out. It's not necessarily that the trade didn't work right away. And that's one thing that I want to really focus on in my training, especially in Discord, especially in Evolution Traders, especially with all of my students, is that when you get into these plays, you have to allow enough time. A lot of times traders will see the setup, they'll get in long or they'll get in short, and they want within the first 10 seconds for this to be up 100 points. That's not realistic. You need to allow these trades to work and to pan out. And you can see here, traded up $150. You can see here, or excuse me, 100 points. You can see here, we did pull back once into the 20, and this was also another opportunity to bounce. How you play bounces, I teach a lot in Discord. I teach a lot in my mentorship. But when we pull back into the 20 here, we get this nice indecision reversal candlestick here. All we're waiting for is a green candle that's going to take out a previous red candle close off of a support zone. We would have entered into this candle at 805. Your price would have been somewhere around 15,154. Double back check that for me. 805 Pacific Standard Time. You would have entered into this play here, and even with this play, you would have taken another 40 points. You could have taken another 40, 50 points here. You could have taken a 40 or 50 point move here. 2 all-in-all trades that equal are going to net you over 100 points on the NASDAQ, and you would be 100% win rate trader here, and realistically probably only taken 1 or 2 trades on the day and been done on the day at 8:52 Pacific Standard Time in the morning. There's no reason to sit here and trade through FOMC. There's no reason to see what's going to happen. You already made your money. There's nothing left to do. Turn off your computer screens and go start working on your mind, your body, and your overall emotional well-being. You know, go take your dog for a walk, go grab a cup of coffee, go grab lunch, take your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband out on a date, you know, chill out, watch a movie, do whatever you need to do. I would recommend, you know, trying to work out a little bit, trying to get outside, get some sun if some sun permits in your area. But definitely start taking care of yourself and clear your mind from the charts, because there's no reason after taking 40, 50, 100 points off the NASDAQ that you need to still be sitting here waiting to see what they're going to say on FOMC. Who the hell cares? Nobody cares. The market's going to go up, market's going to go down. All we need to do is try to be on the right side of the market when it's doing either or. Again, if you guys want to learn more and you guys want to get more in depth into the strategy and you would like to start profiting an extra $1,000 a month, start profiting an extra $2,000 a month. Think about what that can do for your life and your finances, your family, your immediate relatives, your friends, your lifestyle. Can that help you pay for a car note? Can that pay for insurance? Can that pay your utility bills? Can you take an extra vacation every 2 months with making an extra $1,000 a month? Can that get you on the road to financial freedom so that you can leave that 9-to-5 day job? Or can you just keep this as a side hustle and continue to rack in that extra revenue each and every single month? There's certain things that need to have happen and be set in place that you already know, but need to be told and need to be executed on. So there's certain things that you need to be held accountable for. I can help do that for you. Make sure to join the Discord, join Evolution Traders. I'll see you guys on the inside.